just foxing around again, and it just, our last video was us dressing up as the Day of the Dead from Halloween, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we're into November. Billy has to work just a little bit today. I'm going to join along with him to show you what we're doing today, which is an oil analysis. Call it a fluid analysis test kit. All right, here we go. This is from Caterpillar, by the way. Billy, we've tried like 3 or 4 different, there's different companies out there, different fluid analysis companies, but you haven't had that much luck with some of the past ones you've used. This is one of the better companies.
And it comes with a bottle.
This isn't a reveal video, which a lot of people do. We're just merely sharing some information. Like, they give you this neat little bag. They're one of the cheaper companies, I would say, too. Because,
yeah, and I wouldn't say cheap because they do good report, but it's economical.
So I'm not going to open this bag because Billy wants to keep it contained right now, but I'll show you what is inside the bag. Tubing. It's like a little test analysis bottle for the oil.
Draw the oil out.
And then you've got to have, this is separate, you have to buy this separately. So it's a pump.
Oh, you broke my
broke it. This is the extractor pump.
That's not mine.
Basically 3 items, and then the cool thing about Caterpillar is included in their package, they give you a prepaid stamped envelope to send the sample back to them, and then they send you the report or the analysis report, which you have to kind of know how to read that as well.
Testing for what's in the oil after the engine's run for a while, and so after about every oil change, you run your oil through, and it'll check for things like if there's diesel in the oil, or there's salt contamination, or there's coolant contamination, or there's parts of the engine that are copper, iron, lead. All those kind of components will show up on a parts per million basis, and or positive or negative thing to make sure your engine is, well, in this case, your engine is still operating correctly. And if you do see something out of whack, it indicates that there's a problem with the engine.
But it's also good to do just on a routine basis, generators included as well.
That's what we're doing in transmissions.
So we did one on ours actually about, I'd say 2 months ago, before we did our Channel Islands trip, and everything came back A-okay. So here we go, come join us. Birdie is in the hospital for the weekend, by the way, our 1969 Volkswagen VW Seafoam Green Squareback, so it's getting worked on. So Billy and I have to go bike to the Sheraton, and they have a small marina there, and that's where the boat is that we have to do the oil sample on. Before we do the oil samples, we got to warm up the engines, and the reason why we had to come back was one of the sender units on the engines was not reading properly, so we had to get that fixed. Caterpillars, they're different.
Yeah, they are. They're 3176Bs.
3176Bs?
They were made to go up against the Cummins engines, which were superior in the day, but there was a patent on the Cummins that didn't allow Caterpillar to compete, so they had to come up with a different head. They came up with an aluminum head, which
Created
problems with
dissimilar metals. Okay, so this has got to work for 20 minutes?
We got to put them in and out of gear.
We can't do the oil sample still yet again because now the boat is sinking. Billy just discovered. So the packing gland is spinning, you said?
Oh yeah, go down there and look on this.
Yeah.
You hear it?
I can hear it. Yep. Where is it? Oh yeah, big leak. There we go. Well, once again.
Unbelievable.
So now we got to call the broker.
God damn it. You know what? Come out of here.
Okay, let's go. This is twice now that we've come down here to be inconvenienced.
Yep.
Hey, Billy's gonna start the engine and get it all hot and bothered, as he says. And he's gonna walk me through doing the oil change and oil filters. I don't do engine stuff, so I want to learn. So he's gonna walk me through this, and I'm gonna walk you through it as well. Start her up. Is that the zinc that we're gonna replace?
Pencil zinc, yeah.
Oh, there's no zinc.
There's no zinc.
We're gonna walk up to San Diego Marine Exchange, and we need to get some parts. So we got a pencil zinc right here, which is muy importante, that I discovered from Billy. Thank you. Let me talk about galvanic corrosion. Is what happens within the heat exchangers. There's dissimilar metals, but what a lot of people don't realize is that water, the heavy rate of water flow, increases the amount of corrosion by 20 times. So that's why you put a sacrificial zinc in your, and this is the same sacrificial zinc, by the way, that is on your props, right? And whole zincs. I'm kind of got to be really
Righty tighty, lefty loosey, right?
just screwed the zinc back in. And by the way, next year, when we leave on our trip, we are going to have to service our heat exchanger. We know that for sure. So moving on, Billy is walking me through this. Now on our Westerbeek, the oil pan nut down there is frozen, and we don't really want to risk stripping that or ruining that. So here's a trick that, who told you this trick anyway?
JW, Jim Wilson. Yeah,
Okay.
he's
A lot of people don't know this.
You find the oldest guy in the shop and you ask him all the
tricks.
heavy
of the trade.
questions. Yeah.
The way you can do this is we're going to unscrew this oil sender, and we went to Marine Exchange and got this tubing plus this little screw-in part, and we're going to screw that and replace where that oil sender is. Then we're going to turn on the engine, and what it's going to do is pressure. Because of the pressure, it's just going to spit out all the oil. And then as soon as we're going to empty it into a little container that we have, and then once it's all out, we'll shut it off. Don't forget, on the oil sender, you have to release the wire here too. Unit coming off. Putting on the hose bib. Earlier today, okay, so we did this oil sample from hell, right, on Billy, on this boat. We tried twice to do
now.
Oil samples. So, but all is not lost, because we're going to do an oil sample on our boat right now while we're changing the oil. And this is routine maintenance, as I talked about before. You should do this and check the metals or any contamination that might be happening from the engine to the oil. As soon as it starts pumping, we're going to carefully pull this out, put it in the oil sample container, because this has a little bit of water in it, and we don't want to contaminate our sample with the water that is still in this container.
And you want to do this while the oil is hot.
Right.
And so we already ran the engine.
Okay.
So as soon as we start the engine, it's going to start pumping oil.
Do you want to hand me another diaper? Another oil rag, I mean?
Sure.
I'm going to start the engine right now for Billy. So this is a little bit of a two-man team. Okay, we're done. Oh, let me shut that off. Now we have our oil sample. So we're going to mail this in. We have a prepaid, is this Caterpillar thing too?
This is
that we're gonna
Caterpillar.
use?
Yep.
Okay, so it comes with a prepaid stamped envelope. You just throw it in the mail, and then they send you the analysis or the test results, usually in about 3-4 business days.
Yep.
Sometimes they're a little slow, but so we'll know.
Tell them where we took our oil, our used oil.
Should we say?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Normally we just go up to the bathrooms and throw it down the toilet. No, just
No,
kidding.
we don't.
Just seeing if you're paying attention. Always go to your nearest fuel dock, and they're supposed to take it from you for free, but I think they charge now, don't they?
It's going to take the oil filter off.
Right. So this isn't traditionally how you do this. There are tools that...
Yeah, there's special tools, but we do this. Worst case scenario, you have to drive a screwdriver through the filter with a hammer to take it off.
All right,
Boom.
there we
Okay.
go. Boom.
Okay, now you can do it by hand. So we took our old oil
But
up
it's
to...
leaking.
Oh, I know, it's going to leak. We're going to put our oil pads in there, and
Okay.
it's going to leak. It's sideways. It's
Got
gonna,
it out. So I'm going to put it in the baggie here. what you want to do is you want to mark on your filter though when you do this, right?
Yeah, but let's do that after you turn it on there.
Okay.
So it faces you.
You want to like, kind of like you're putting lip gloss on your lips here. Gonna wet the gasket.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay.
Wait, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's always, it fools you. Yeah.
Yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo, yeah, baby. Okay, so what you do is you do it hand tight. You get that wrench back on there, and you give it another quarter
churn. Yep.
All right, we're almost done. I'm ready for taco. It is Taco Tuesday, by the way.
Ta-da! Yay!
I touched his engine.
You touched my engine?
Okay, so
Now I want you to do the fuel filters.
okay, well, we'll do
Next.
this next. In another video.
Okay.
We need to go have some margaritas
Yep.
and Taco Tuesday, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let's open her up.
And I think it's going to take about all that, so I would dump all that in.
That way. Got it.
Can we give you an oil change?
Most of you are going to be dealing with Carmageddon and Plainmageddon for Thanksgiving. Billy and I are actually sailing to our Thanksgiving meal. So keep watching because we're going to film all that adventure. And should be fun. The weather, Billy's been checking the weather and it's still looking pretty good here in Southern California. So we should have a good sail or a good motor.
Decent weather.
And anyway, so thanks for watching, and this was fun. And thanks, Billy, for showing me, and it's nice to show everybody how to do an oil change.
Our happy engine.
And an oil sample.
Listen